MotorMouth on 8HA.
And he is always loving to be with us today and for you. This is the love that he does. And it's all for free, don't you know, too? How about that guy there? Have a look at him.
Sometimes.
Yeah. I know, he's value for money on anyone's spreadsheet. And here to spread the news once more for a MotorMouth Thursday, thanks to Alice Towing, Alice Hosteg Towing, of course, Jetcore, Yamaha and Harley Davidson, Three-Quarter Trade Centre and Motorsports NT. Good morning, Rod Berry.
Morning, buddy. How you doing?
Good one. Good to have you back here in the seat as we do. Last weekend it was the Twisted Metal Party at KFC Arunga Park. That was the big Dags Memorial, wasn't it?
It certainly was, mate. And what an absolutely huge weekend it was. The Saturday night, mate, the spectator area was that full that they were actually parking the cars down along the go-kart track. Just absolutely huge, the amount of people that were there. So thank you to everyone that came out and supported it. Of course, a huge thank you to Alice Springs Metal Recyclers who sponsored the event. And of course to everyone that competed as well, because it couldn't have happened without the competitors. So, but yeah, the final results: most damage received was Jack Thompson. Best presented car went to young Jess Foley. Most damage caused went to David Tatani. Of course, Tonto's been doing them for God knows how long.
What was he driving?
I think he was in dirty old Magna wagon from memory, but...
well, if it's a Tonto behind the wheel, it's a dirty old anything.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll leave it at that.
But the whole thing is, how's this for passing the baton? Last car running was young Jess Foley and Connor Tatani, David's youngest son. So well done to both those kids, I'm going to say, because they are so young.
Yeah, Jess was at the radio station with me only the week leading up to it, a few days leading up to it, and we had a chat and did a recording planner on Sunday morning. She was going to drive the Harley Quinn car. Yeah.
That's correct, yeah. So she picked up best presented and then picks up the win there as well. And what a way to finish. I mean, these two kids had a massive head-on. You could hear the Twisted Metal. Yeah. Absolutely. And neither of them would start again, which means that it was an equal winning blow from both of them. Yeah, so well done to Jess and Connor.
A mutual knockout blow. It's probably worked out for the best. It was God's way of saying, that's enough, kids. I'll let you walk away from this one right now. Exactly. Let's walk into our next weekend. Are we ready to go with this?
Yeah, well, just about, mate. Just a couple other things just to finish off the KFC Arunga Park Speedway, because it was the last race meeting of the season. It was also the last race meeting for a couple of our juniors, young Leakin Meekins and Jacob Foley, now stepping up to the senior ranks. And to finish off, I've got to say a huge thank you for a very tough year to the committee. I think they got 4 race meetings out of 11 that we were supposed to have. And, of course, a big thank you to all of our club sponsors, the officials and the volunteers that got us through the 25-26 season. Absolutely.
I could never be so thankful to have a co-host on the radio that has got a large enough and big enough and strong enough and loud enough voice to cover me coughing up half a lung in the background over there. I love you. This weekend, let's go. One of the best events that happened in Outback Australia, and a man who has always been beside me for all of that is this guy over here. Don't we know it so well?
Yep.
The Fink Desert Race, the 50th anniversary. Is it just me, or does it seem like the place is still dead?
No, mate, no. I tell you what, I had to go out and sign on yesterday, and the traffic in town from Bunnings all the way through to the start-finish line, it is bumper to bumper.
Really?
There is people everywhere. I mean, you got to think we've got 159 buggy entries, 673 bike entries at this point in time. That's 850 odd, roughly, entries. You double that by...
I just not seeing the volume of traffic as we normally get to see at this time of the year. What's going on there? What's happened with the simulation?
I seriously think that a lot of these people have been here for a week or a fortnight already. Yeah, right. Usually we get everyone who comes into town that Wednesday.
All their last minute stuff done on that day.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas, we ran into competitors out there at the Speedway on Saturday night. What are we going to do for a Saturday night? We're in town. We're not going to go test running or anything like that. We'll go to the Speedway. And that's what people did.
I do notice the various caravan parks and chock-a-block at the moment. And, of course, it's
And
a dead
Blatherskite.
giveaway.
Yep.
But I just haven't seen the same amount of volume of traffic. Maybe they're all carpooling this year. Maybe that's what it is. I'm not waking up in Tennant Creek with blinkers on. I'm still coming to work in Alice Springs. All right, listen, we've got it all happening. Bike competitors, buggy competitors.
Yeah, certainly. Look, I've called on a couple of very local heads here, Paul Titani, Bradley Greenfield and Stephen Greenfield as well, to help me out, because as you know, I'm not big on the bike side of things, but I've got a couple of names to look out for here. These are the guys to look out for: Luke Hayes, Campbell Hall, Corey Hammond, Will Ashby, Jacko Smart, Jesse O'Shea, Callum Norton, Brodie Waters, Mitch Outram and Liam Walsh. These are the guys that all of these three guys have said to watch out for this year, and they're picked to win, all three of them, saying the man to beat is going to be David Walsh. So that's going to be a huge one. And then I'm going to read this one out, because this is a great one from Paul Tony. This is all about local. From our local club, First Fink Riders, Ashton Hanson, Declan Abbott and Zach Heath. Landon Robinson crashed heavily and was ruled out to injuries practice for last year's event. This will be his first attempt on a 250cc machine. Jesse Hansen missed out last year's event due to injuries after finishing 31st on his first attempt. 24, Jesse is stepping up to the 500cc class this year. Young Will Titani, of course, Paul's son, 37th outright last year on his first Fink on the 250 machine. A good effort after crashing out in 24 when he was practicing 6 weeks before Fink. Fracturing his back in 3 places. He's stepping up this year to the 500cc bike. So a couple of young locals there to watch out as well, mate. Going to be a good one.
It is massive and enough for you to take a breath. Is that where we're at right now? Or mate, got something on the buggies
and
to
then
talk about?
On the buggy side of things, look, I mean, I've always loved the buggies. We've got 23 local NT entries, which is a great number of entries there. A couple to watch out for, and this is a real interesting one. So the Super 1650 buggy, which is basically an engine no bigger than 1600cc. We've got Bradley Geraghty, ex-Australia 1. We've got Clay Agnew, which is a local. Leah Driver, which is a local. Chessie Gwynn and Bernie Gwynn, which is a local. Ricky Chambers is a local and an ex-Australia 1. Jess and Kylie Foley is a local. And Jerry Cooper and Julie Antonelli, also the current Australia 1s in that class. That's great news.
That's, yeah, really
all for our locals. But look, there, as I say, 23 entries there. I could talk all day about the bike side, the buggy side of things. I think it's going to be a Mason all-wheel drive truck that's going to win it, whether it's going to be one of those Robinson boys. Of course, Bo in the four-wheel drive now rather than the two-wheel drive truck, but there's lots of people knocking at the back door and they all want this 50th anniversary trophy, mate. Okay,
and we'll just wrap it up with some general good advice for our spectators.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Look, as we say, and the saying is, don't be a dick, bring your rubbish home, don't leave your rubbish out there. Respect the landowners. I mean, the landowners are letting you guys on there to watch the event, so make sure that you do the right thing by the landowners and listen to the spectator officials. If they tell you to move back, move back. Don't argue. Just
simply do
what
what
the
they've
job.
got to do. Yeah, they're volunteers and everyone's there doing the thing to make it run well. So don't be a dag. Take a bag. Take your rubbish with you after you finish the show.
Yep.
And leave everything as you found it. It is, after all, pastoralist land. They still allow us to have it. And thank you to all our pastoralists for making your precious earth available to us to run this amazing event. And I think that's about where we're at today.
Mate, yeah, just look, a huge thank you to the all the officials, the volunteers, everyone that's putting in for Fink, because it's not done without so much hard work. And thank you to everyone that's having a crack at it.
Have a great 50th anniversary of the Tatsvik Desert Race. Rod Berry will catch up with you next week when you come back again. Thanks to our friends at
Jetcore, Yamaha, Honda and Harley Davidson, Think Water Trade Centre, Motorsports NT, Alice Hotech, AHT Towing and, of course, Central Diesel Services.